On, guys? It's Donovan back for another rendition of the Top of the Key podcast video productions. Today, as you can see, we will be doing a fantasy football mock draft as the season is going to start in about less than 2 weeks. Um, I thought I'd bring you guys along and give you guys a little mock draft. See, I'm picking fifth in my league. This is practice for one of my leagues, so I thought I'd bring you guys along and show you guys my thought process and what I'd be doing and other things of that nature. So we got 1 minute left in the waiting room, but some of the key players and teams that I'd be looking out for. I think George Pickens is going to have a really good year. I'm going to try to target him in this draft. Um, I would stay away from the Washington football team running backs. I know Austin Eckler just joined. Obviously, Brian Robinson. I think it's going to be a duo tandem. Also, looking at DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, in my opinion, was kind of fallen in some drafts. I would draft him particularly a little higher, but I would look at DK Metcalf to get him at some good value. I would also look at Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts in ESPN mocks and projections is slightly lower. And I think with a new head coach, a new quarterback, I think they're going to use their guys a little better. So I project most of the Falcons' skill positions to do well. So we're going to see how the draft plays out. QBs, obviously, you can get a lot of value in your QBs. But, and I did a couple mock drafts. I saw Jalen Hurts go pretty high. So I'll look around. Lamar Jackson was not too high. So we'll see. The draft's going to start very soon. I'm picking fifth. And let's enter the draft. So this is ESPN mock. Actually, my league is in Yahoo, but same thing. So the first couple drafts I did, this is kind of what they have it laid out. McCaffrey, CD. I would not trust CD. I don't even know if he's gonna start the season. Is he gonna hold out? Is he gonna play bad on purpose, or is he gonna ball out so he can get a contract? So and Brees Hall going three. I know Brees Hall's a beast, right? But at the value, I like Tyreek this year. I mean, Tyreek's just a beast, right? Chase, I like. Amon Ra, as a Lions fan, slightly. I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to say he's going to do good. He's going to do bad. I just want the Lions to do good. I know Amon Ra's a beast, so he'll be fine. In one of my drafts, I got Saquon, and I think Saquon, Philly boy, went to college in Penn State. I think he's going to do phenomenal in Philadelphia. Expect a breakout year if I can get him. I don't think I'll get him, but let me move you guys right here so I can just see what's going on. And we're going to start now. So we're going to have AJ's outstanding team. These are just random people that probably had the same thought process as me, trying to get their picks going. So he picked McCaffrey. Makes sense. If I was this guy, I'd probably take Bijan or Tyreek. I don't know if CD falls to me. I wouldn't be confident taking. I'm not gonna take CD here. I'm gonna take. It's either between Jefferson and Chase, right? And I think my thought process, as we only have like 15 seconds, Jay Jett is gonna get a lot of targets, but I think Burrow is also banged up all the time. But I'm gonna take Jay Jettas. Just signed his new deal. Biggest, highest paid receiver in the league. I trust Jefferson under whatever quarterback. We saw what he was doing with I forgot who their backup was, but Sam Darnold's their backup. The Josh Dobbs was their backup. Obviously Kirk he was doing phenomenal with. So I think he'll be fine with whoever. I see people dodging CD. I don't know when he's gonna fall, so we'll see when he falls. And this is a 10-teamer. So obviously reassuring your wide receivers. I feel like you can find substance in running backs more in these years than last couple years. But I have pick 16, so projecting Pacheco, Kyron, Jahmyr Gibbs around that area. I don't know if I'm too confident in taking that, but we'll see who falls. So CD just went off the board. I would love Saquon, but obviously that's not the case. I was seeing some guys on the list that we can talk about. Garrett Wilson. Obviously, the Jets, really, in my opinion, it relies on Aaron Rodgers' health. And as simple as it sounds, we saw what happened last year, and we saw the kind of the luck that the Jets have. It's not even, I'm not wishing it on no one, but we just kind of see the luck that they have. So as the guys start falling, Saquon, the Philly boys, I think AJ Brown. I think the Eagles are bound to have a bounce back season. So it looks like this guy's an auto pick before me, so Puka will be off the board. Olave is going high. I'm like an ETN here. Yeah, if ETN's not picked, I would go ETN. I think ETN is a phenomenal running back. I think, again, the Jaguars, the AFC South is literally wide open regardless of how the Texans are doing. I think the Jaguars would have a play at it. So I'm on the clock. We got Kyron, Pacheco, Olave, ETN, some Joe Mixon, James Cook. But I'm going to be taking ETN with my number 2 pick. So hopefully my draft mates, first off, they got to subscribe to the channel. But, I'm giving you guys kind of the guys I like. So if you want to use that to your advantage, go for it. But you just got to like and subscribe, of course. I've been seeing Marvin Harrison on high in these lists. Marvin Harrison is a great prospect, right? Probably the best wide receiver we've seen in draft classes. I mean, I don't know since when, because we've seen Jay Jettas, Jamar Chase, all these guys. But in terms of pure talent, the way these guys have been talking about Marvin Harrison, and as a Michigan fan, as a Big Ten enjoyer, I've seen Marvin Harrison do some crazy things to insane teams. Is it too early to say he should go this high? I don't know. I love Devontae Adams. I love everything about him in the receiver show. He showed what hard work really meant. I would take Devontae over him, but Marvin Harrison, you could see him going a Jamar Chase way, but Jamar Chase, when he was a rookie, was like the second to last round in picks. So to project Marvin Harrison this high is a big thing. So, as we see here, I wouldn't mind. So this guy took Devontae, who I was really looking at. Joe Mixon, James Cook, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Travis Kelce. I was talking about DK, but I don't want to go DK here. I think Mixon's going to rejuvenate his career, but I also like James Cook because of the workhorse. And we're going to go James Cook. We're going to go James Cook here. And I really liked how James Cook performed in the second half of the season for the Bills. And with the Bills, they're kind of in terms of skill positions. I love the Keon Coleman acquisition. If I can get him later in the draft, I will. But most of their guys, they're in an uncertainty period. And James Cook, the way he played in the second half of the season, they really relied on James Cook. I think he's going to have a breakout season, honestly. And it was really between him or Mixon. I think Mixon will have a good year, but they still have Singletary and the wide receiver core of Diggs, Collins, and Dell. I think that will outweigh it. I think they still have their tight end. I'm trying to think of his name. He played for Dallas, but Schultz. I think Schultz is on the team. If not, I'm wrong and dumb. But let's see who's on the board. One guy's on auto pick, so he'll get Kelce and Laporta. I wouldn't mind getting Kelce, or if he's oh no, he won't fall because the guy's on auto pick. Ayuk or Moore, I'm looking at right now. For my wide receiver 2 spot, since I already got the running backs taken, and kind of self-contradictory what I was saying. But I'm looking at DJ Moore here, and or DK Metcalf. I might go DK Metcalf here if I can get him. I have really high hopes for DK. I mean, the sky's the limit for this guy, honestly. I'm not really a too big fan of Geno Smith, but Geno Smith can still deliver him the football. And with DK, he's a physical beast, right? So they left me DK. Thank you very much. I talked about him. I said I was going to target him. And we're going to draft DK Metcalf for a wide receiver 2 spot. So right now our team is ETN, James Cook, Jefferson, and Metcalf. Honestly, really liking the team so far. Would love to round it out with a really good flex guy. Looks like the QBs are looking to be taken. Debo Samuel is looking kind of nice. Also looking at Aaron Jones. Diggs still on the boards. Obviously, some guys on auto pick, so Diggs will be off. But I was talking about Hurts. If I can get Hurts, I might take Hurts because I think Hurts is I think he's kind of on a revenge tour. And Hurts, we saw in college. He got benched for 2 in the playoff. Went to Oklahoma and made a career for himself. And we saw what he's been doing in the NFL. Made the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Long playoff run. Or not long playoff runs, but made the playoffs. And it's between Hurts and Allen here. I don't really like Waddle, mainly because the fact he just gets hurt. He's kind of injury prone, and also Tua doesn't really look for Waddle. He's really kind of focused on Tyreek, which is perfectly fine, but for fantasy, not so much. So talked about Hurts. So it looks like I've been getting my guys. So we're gonna draft Jalen Hurts for our QB. Really, really durable quarterback. Knock on wood. Hurts stays healthy this year. Obviously, all the guys to stay healthy. But for my fantasy team, it would be nice. So with our team, Hurts, ETN, Cook, Jefferson, Mecca, I love this team. I really love this team. Obviously, I don't know the skill range of these players in my draft. I don't know if it's a 5-year-old drafting or it's a guy who's watched football for 30 years. I don't know. I'm just really doing this for practice. I'm not an expert myself. Some of these picks could be duds, and Jefferson and Metcalf could just flop the bed. James Cook could get his position taken. So I don't know. Whatever. Anything can happen. So looking here for a flex tight end, I do like Trey McBride. I saw what Trey McBride did at the later half of the season last year, and he was Kyler Murray's favorite target by far. Now, for him to be this high, I don't know how I like it. I feel like I'm looking at Evan Ingram right there on the bottom, and I feel like he could play the same role for me in my fantasy team and play the same role for his offense. And as we have picks kind of slightly close to each other, we could kind of be safe here. DeAndre Swift, I'm looking at, and he had a decent year in Philadelphia, but not to the extent maybe what people were saying. So I think he'll have a rejuvenation in Chicago, obviously with the Caleb Williams show. So I might pick up Swift, or he can or I can get someone up top, and Swift could fall, and then we'll figure out tight end when we figure out tight end. So the auto pick guy's going to pick Ramondre. I had Calvin Ridley in one of my drafts previously. I think he's probably one of the best route runners in the league. We saw last year it was kind of whatever. Now he's in a new scenery. So, oh, wow, this guy picked Calvin Ridley. So I can't even pick him. We talked about Pickens. I guess we're just going to get the guys that we wanted, which is what I wanted. George Pickens with Russell Wilson, Stephen A. Smith, his career was on the line. And I trust Russ. I was a Seahawks fan or Seahawks enjoyer, liked watching Russ and guys like Doug Baldwin, prime Tyler Lockett. I know he's still in the league and very good, but Tyler Lockett on the back shoulder throw was in the end of the end zone, toe tap. That was my childhood. So I think we can get the old Russ back for at least one more year or 2 years of Russ and George Pickens. I like the mold of George Pickens, DK Metcalf, that kind of big body receiver. And as we were talking about, we could get DeAndre Swift as he would fall or whatever. I was talking about Kyle Pitts. But if we look at the tight ends, I would be happy with Pitts, Kittle, Njoku, I would love to have Ferguson. So we'll see where Ferguson lands, but I would love to have Ferguson. DeAndre Swift is still there. Let me just cue him just in case something happens. But hopefully this guy does not take DeAndre Swift. Come on. Brooks. You got Brooks, Montgomery, Connor. Let's go. He took James Conner. So, DeAndre Swift selling, or I'm very high on DeAndre Swift. So, we will get him. Former Detroit Lion in the NFC North. The Lions are still going to take the NFC North. So, just had a little business text. I'm very sorry. But we need a tight end. Okay, guys. We need a tight end really badly. Kittle is on the board, but like I said, where is Ferguson? I would be more than glad. Ferguson's 102. So we're on. I'm gonna hold up on tight end and hope no one snipes Jake Ferguson, and we're just gonna kind of do our lineup how it is. We see Christian Kirk there. Tajay Spears is the RB1 for the Titans. We didn't take any of you guys from the Titans yet. I kind of like Tajay Spears here. Scary Terry with Jaden Daniels at QB could be an interesting pick. Has a lot of talent. The one thing I'm worried about this team is, especially with the receivers, is they have the talent, but the QB situation is kind of uncertain. So with Jefferson, Sam Darnold, the QB, Metcalf, and aging Geno Smith, Pickens, Russ coming off 2 years in Denver that weren't the greatest. So we'll see how they perform. That's the one thing I'm kind of worried about. But if we can get Godwin. Oh, did he get off the board? Scary Terry just got off the board. Wow. So, Deontay Johnson. Hopefully he rejuvenates his career. I remember back in 2020, 2019, he was a PPR demon. Would get like 8 catches for 60 yards. Would be nice, casual, 14 points. Would throw in I remember he had a dropping problem. That was his issue. So, I didn't really think too much about this. Kirk is the wide receiver 1 for my boy, Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take a shot on the dark Marquise Brown. He's on a 1-year deal with Mahomes, Andy Reid in the system. I know they drafted Xavier Worthy. I know they have wide receivers, Kadarius Toney. They obviously have Kelsey. They have Pacheco at running back. They have a lot of guys that Mahomes could feed. But I think Marquise Brown is the most talented out of the wide receiver core. As of right now, we obviously don't know how Xavier Worthy is going to be. Kelsey's getting older, so you never know that. I took a risk. That was my one risky pick, Marquise Brown. I don't know if that was too high, too low. And we're already on the clock here. Again, is Ferguson still on the board? Cool. Okay, but we're getting kind of there. So we're gonna solidify, or no? We still, you know what? I'm gonna take another risk. We're gonna go Zach Moss, running back for the Bengals. The first stringer there. It's a first string running back, and I'm still holding on Jake Ferguson. I see him. Guys, I promise I'm going to take him. I see Keon Coleman, but hopefully nothing screws me and Jake Ferguson falls in my lap. We're playing a risky game, because after that, it's not looking the greatest. Like, yeah, there's some decent tight ends there, but like Pat Freiermuth, he had a good stretch a couple years ago, or maybe last year. Brock Bowers is a rookie. Like, I saw how they use him in the offense, but it's a rookie. It's a lot to rely on. But Jake Ferguson, I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end this year. I don't know how he fell. I would take him over Kittle. As much as I love Kittle, Kittle is obviously the better player. But in terms of fantasy, bro, Jake Ferguson is a baller. And he might have some little added motivation. I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but he seems like very happy. So, yeah. Devin Singletary. Oh, he's not with the Texans anymore. I know they have a backup running back that's slightly decent. So hopefully Jake Ferguson falls to my lap. Roma Dunze is there. Cortland Sutton, wide receiver 1 for the Broncos. So I will be very happy with. I was looking at Nick Chubb in one of my leagues, and he got sniped the pick before me. If Nick Chubb falls to the next pick, I'm gonna take him. We have a lot of running backs though, but I think Nick Chubb can be a league winner. Honestly, Nick Chubb, the human, I saw how he works and his mentality, and that's a guy I would love to have on my fantasy team. A hard worker, wants to get back on the field. That's just someone. That's a great locker room guy, So I'd love to have Nick Chubb. Hopefully you don't take Jake Ferguson, and you didn't. Thank you very much, Jake Ferguson. Welcome to what's my team's name? Donovan's amazing team. Whatever. Welcome. Nick Chubb, I see you. We're gonna look at your status. We'll see Chubb, and we would advise approaching with caution. Chubb has been one of the more consistent emerging in your own form. Listen, I think it's either between Jameson Williams and Nick Chubb, and they're picking really fast. So now I'm like getting scared. I think Jameson Williams is gonna have a breakout year. As much as I want to take Nick Chubb, the Lions fan in me is saying to pick Jameson Williams. And with that being said, I'm going to pick J-Mo. Had to have one Lions guy on there. I like how the team's forming out. Hurts, Etienne, Cook, Jefferson, Metcalf, Ferguson, Pickens. Defense and kicker we'll figure out later. Swift, Brown, Moss, J-Mo. I like it. I really like it. We have some risky guys that I could boom or bust with J-Mo and Marquise Brown. And wow, Nick Chubb. Still not off the board, but we have some auto draft guys, so he'll be off the board. But who else would I like here as I'm scrolling down? Oh, we got kickers and stuff now. Jacoby Myers is an interesting pick. He did well with Las Vegas as I had Devontae last year, and I was just frustrated that Jimmy G, Aiden O'Connell, whatever, was not feeding Devontae the ball. Jacoby Myers had a good year, so something to look at. Jerry Jeudy with the Browns, rejuvenated Jerry Jeudy, first round pick Jerry Jeudy. It's an interesting one if Deshaun can find his groove in Cleveland. I don't know. I'm seeing the Chargers running backs. I just talked about Tyler Lockett not too long ago. But the auto pick will probably get him. No, he didn't. Okay. I'm in a really weird situation because I don't like any of the guys I'm looking at. But I do like Jacoby Myers. Oh, do I? I do, I guess. I do. Now it's going to get a little weird. I should have just picked Gus Edwards. What am I doing? Or Dobbins. Like, one of them are going to do well. Okay, I don't like that pick at all, to be honest. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys came for expert analysis, but that was just very dumb. I think now our defense is getting picked right now. Jets D, huh? Jets or Ravens? Jets defense is always good. So we're going to go Jets defense. And kicker, you can stream kickers every year. Or every week. Khalil Shakir is very interesting. If Tyler Lockett's still on the board, I'm taking Tyler Lockett. This is getting out of hand. Okay, I'm taking Tyler Lockett. Or Rashid Shaheed. Ooh. 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 Or Demario Douglas? Hold on. I'm going to take Demario Douglas. I think Drake May's the truth. I think he's going to be the next coming of Tom Brady. Tyler Lockett still on the board baffles me. And I had 3 chances to take him. And I just haven't. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I love you, Tyler Lockett, honestly. I really do. Hopefully we're still recording here. Oh, that's amazing. For our 2 viewers. But those 2 viewers could make your day better. So that's what I'm here for. Like and subscribe. You guys can see my team on the left side of the screen. Hopefully it's going good. Did the Jets get taken? They did. The Chargers have a week 3 or 4 game slate I saw on my TikTok, so that's what we're gonna do. I think they play like the Raiders, the Broncos, and some other trash team. So we're gonna take them. And Harbaugh, I always have to tell you guys what teams I like, but as a Michigan fan, that defense was amazing. So Harbaugh's not going to go to a team and the defense is going to be trash. We need a kicker and a bench guy. We'll think about the kicker later. Who would be a real big sleeper that would just be kind of crazy? Gabe Davis, Adam Thielen. No. We gotta. I did talk about Khalil Shakir. I think I'm gonna take him. No. Yes. Romeo Dobbs, maybe? Let me scroll down a little bit. Okay. I'm going to do it. Everyone has been crapping on Quentin Johnston. But I believe, okay? You don't draft a guy in the late first round or second round to just sit on the bench and let Ladd McConkey do you like that. Ladd McConkey did do you like that in the college football final when they smoked you 63-7 or something. Should have been Michigan in there. But we crapped the bed that year. But the next year, you saw what happened. You saw. Wait, was that the year? Or no? Yeah. No. I don't know, but you saw a couple years later what Michigan did to all the teams, Alabama, Washington, yada, yada, yada. Okay, let's get a good kicker. Greg Zuerlein. Jake Moody. We're just going to pick a Michigan guy. Jake Moody, easy money. Jake Moody. You'll probably get dropped week 1, but it doesn't matter. You will be a star. You will be a star. And so that kind of rounds out our team. We'll let these guys finish in their auto pick, but it's going to give me a little whatever. I'm not 21, so I don't drink, but for any of you guys that do, join the Miller Lite sweepstakes. And that's my team. So we got Jay Jettas. So we'll give you guys a little rundown of the team. Let me zoom in a little bit. Or can I? So on the left side of the screen, we got Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate. We got Travis Etienne, workhorse. Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence, that Clemson duo right there. Watch out. James Cook, Josh Allen. Who is he going to throw to? I love Keon Coleman, but that's all he's kind of got. Then we got Jay Jettas, Justin Jefferson, fastest guy to reach 2,000, whatever. Best route runner in the league, in my opinion. Silky smooth off the line. Doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He's going to finish top 5 in wide receiver rankings. DK Metcalf, self-proclaimed by the Stephen A. Smith, Megatron 2.0. Again, Megatron played with some trash teams. But one thing about Megatron, he'd always get his receptions, catches, and touchdowns. Then to Jake Ferguson. He is dating one of the Cavender twins. And he caught like 3 touchdowns against the Packers in the NFC wildcard game. Expect him to do well with CeeDee Lamb, and that running back situation is not the best. So Jake Ferguson might be the best pass catcher sometimes on the field for the Cowboys. Then the ultimate wild card, George Pickens. He has a ceiling of top 10 wide receiver. I'm calling it right now. I think Danger Russ, is going to be doing that for him. Now we head to the bench. No one cares about the Chargers defense, but shout out Jim Harbaugh and shout out Jake Moody. Michigan represent. Okay, DeAndre Swift, right? DeAndre Swift. I think Caleb Williams is going to lean on that running back. Even though everyone's self-proclaiming as Pat Mahomes 2.0, it's going to take some time to get accumulated to the league. What's a better way than dumping off to your running back for 5 yards on those angle routes, flat routes, swing left, swing right. Shout out all my Madden and college football players. Another high ceiling guy, Marquise Brown. We laid it out earlier in the time. Xavier Worthy, a rookie. You never know. He's the fastest player in the NFL, but we'll see if that goes in route running and this and that. Marquise Brown, 1-year deal he signed for like $5-7 million. This is a prove-it deal for Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown, what are you going to do? And what better way to prove yourself with already a top 7, top 6 QB of all time in Patrick Mahomes? Then we go to Zach Moss. I don't really have too much to say about Zach Moss. He's the running back 1 for the Bengals. You're running back 1. You're the top 32 running back in the league already. Okay, Jameson Williams, another high ceiling guy. We saw what J-Mo did against the 49ers. We saw it in the NFC Championship game. J-Mo, an electric player. I think he's going to be used way more than just a deep threat guy. Expect J-Mo with a big year. Jacoby Myers, solid wide receiver 3. Or wide receiver 2 for the Raiders, but could break top 50 in wide receiver rankings. Demario Douglas, another Patriot. Jacoby Myers is a former Patriot. Drake May's the truth. Who is he going to throw the ball to? I know he has like Kendrick Bourne and some other guys there. They have another Thornton. I think Demario Douglas is going to have a good year. Then, listen, bro. Quentin Johnson, this is between me and you. I know you've had a rough season. Okay, but everyone is given second, third, fourth chances. Make the best out of it. You have one of the best head coaches in the league already by your side. You have one of the best QBs in the league by your side. Listen, I know what you did to Michigan. I forgive you. In your order to repay me, do well for my team. So that's my little hype video for the team. Let me know if you guys want another video or if you guys want me to end my channel. Yeah, so that's it. I'm Donovan from the Top of the Key podcast. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace out.